Hello and welcome to Power Moves, where we find ways to level up in our career, in our finances, and in life in general. If you are seeing this on YouTube, please hit that share, like, subscribe button. Tonight's topic is the big bounce back, how to recover from your mistakes. How to recover from your mistakes. Mistakes cannot be avoided. We're not perfect. We make them all the time, but we can recover and we can recover well. So, how do we do that? How do we recover from our mistakes? Well, first, you have to own the mistake. There's no way to get over it. There's no way to get around it. There's no way to progress and move forward if you don't acknowledge that you first made a mistake. So you have to own the mistake. The first step is to always own it. This means acknowledging the mistake to yourself and anyone who may have been involved. They need to know that there was a mistake as well. They need to be validated if they have somehow suffered because of your mistake. So they need to know that. And you need to acknowledge it. There is no way you can move on and make progress if you can't come to terms with what you're moving on from. Again, there is no way to move on and make progress if you can't come to terms with what you're moving on from. You have to first own it. When you own your mistake, you reset the baseline, meaning square one is the new starting point for all parties involved. Okay, that's how you start over. You own it, you start from square one, you start over again. Feel your regret and let it go. A lot of us either feel it too much or stay stuck in it, or we don't feel it at all and we just let it go and move on. Both approaches are wrong. Okay? Feel your regret and let it go. Don't be so fast to move past the feeling of regret. You need to feel your feelings, feel your emotions. A lot of us either don't acknowledge them or stuff them down or ignore them or maybe drink and shoot up and, get away from them. You need to feel your emotions. They're important. They're there for a reason. Okay? Don't be so fast to move past the feeling of regret. Our emotions can teach us many lessons. Ask yourself what your regret is trying to teach you. Okay? Is it telling you that you moved carelessly, moved too quickly? Once you're clear on the lesson, then you are free to let the emotion go and move forward. So sit in it for a little while. Don't stew in your juices or stay stagnant or stay there forever or become depressed. But give yourself a chance to feel your emotion, experience the emotion, and learn from the emotion before you push forward and before you move on, okay? Next, formally record what went wrong, and we call this a post-mortem. Formally record it. Why? If you go through this process in your mind, and figure out what went wrong in your mind, that's good that you're acknowledging that something went wrong and you're trying to figure out how it went wrong. But you're not going to remember all of the details when it comes to a situation where you don't want to make this mistake again. You're not going to be able to recall everything. Writing down what happened and how it happened is going to solidify things in your mind. It's the same when you're in church and you're hearing the sermon. If you listen to the sermon, it might make a little change, but when you take notes, then of course you're going to be able to go back and remember in more detail and get more from that. Okay, so do your post-mortem. Think about the mistake. What went wrong? At what point did it go wrong? And write it all down. This exercise will help you keep from making the same mistake in the future. It solidifies the problem and the solution in your mind. So do a formal post-mortem. Write it all down. What went wrong? That way when you go back and you remember, you're better equipped to move forward and you won't make that mistake again, or at least you'll lessen your chances. Okay? Share your findings with others. We don't do this. We make our mistake and move on and nobody has to know about it. Share your findings with others. Tell them what happened and what you could have done differently to prevent the mistake. This exercise will help this will give them a chance not to make the same mistakes that you made. And I say give them a chance instead of preventing them from making the same mistakes that you made, because you can't control what people do with the information that you give them. A hot topic today was Danny Lay and the baby. Okay. There were a lot of people popping off about why she shouldn't be with the baby when they first got together. A lot of people who had been with him, made that mistake and moved on, were vocalizing. All right. And a lot of people that didn't have anything to do with the situation were also saying that's a bad idea. I've been through this myself, but you can't control what people do with that information. And obviously, she ignored all of that. And now look what has happened. Okay? Common sense is great, but penis speaks louder than common sense. And a lot of times in situations like that, when penis is involved, it speaks louder than common sense. Common sense has great vocals, but penis can project, if you get what I'm saying. So, in situations like that, and in other situations, like people taking drugs recreationally, trying things, or, jumping to situations right after they gotten out of a relationship, or people who work too hard and are burning themselves out, giving advice to people in situations that you want to save them from, there's no guarantee they're going to take your advice, but you should still give it. That is your responsibility. Meet your responsibility, even though you can't control the outcome. Do your part, okay? Okay? I'm not saying be in anybody's business or judge people. I'm just saying in a loving manner with people that you should, explain to them, look, I've been through the same thing, or something that you're about to do, I've done before. It didn't work out so well. Maybe you could try this way. Okay? Share your findings with others. Commit to moving forward, okay? All of this stuff is great. Owning your mistake, feeling your regret, doing a post-mortem, sharing your findings with others. But it doesn't mean anything if you stay stuck where you are, okay? The point is to get past it and move on. Okay, it's hard to motivate yourself and continue to make progress after you just caught a big L. And a big L is for loss. For those who are not slang inclined, catching an L means catching a loss. You can gain strength to continue by listing all of the possible ways to reach your goals that you haven't tried yet. So if you made a mistake, and you started from square one and you're trying to do it over again the right way, just list out all the possibilities and all the options that you can take that might go well in the future. Having a plethora of options is going to increase your chances of being successful. Okay? If you made a mistake that's personal and has nothing to do with reaching your goals, then take some time to patch things up, either with yourself. You might have done something that set yourself back, or you might have beat yourself up a little bit. Take some time to patch things up with yourself or the parties involved that may have suffered because of your mistake. Okay? Nothing like starting fresh with a clean conscience. That's the whole point of committing to move forward, taking care of that happened in the past, acknowledging it, experiencing it, taking care of that so that you can move forward with a clear conscience. And next, plan your next move. This is also going to motivate you to move forward because you're making future plans. You need suspense dates, and suspense dates are deadlines for my non-military inclined people, for my non-time management inclined people. You need suspense dates. When are you going to start? When are you going to move forward? What are you going to do differently this time? And when are you going to do that? Plan it out and proceed. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed that. Tonight has been all about recovering from your mistakes. If you have any show ideas, or if you want to share something with me, or you want to talk about a specific topic, you can always reach me via my website at KarenMack.com. That's KaronMack.com. You can also reach me on Facebook under Karen Mack, and on Instagram under Karen_Mack. I would love, love, love to hear from you. It was good talking to you this evening. Again, if you're watching this on Facebook, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I will see you all again next week.